for a whole 45 days. So that's a pretty decent, it's a pretty decent, it's a pretty decent trial period, in my opinion. So let me know if you are gonna sculpt along, because I'd like to see what everybody's doing. And if you want to send your stuff, hold on, let me get an invite for you guys. This invite is for a Discord, in the Discord chat room for the A-Cubed stream, so you guys can post your work in there and chat about it and share it and stuff while the stream is going. It's a great way to just kind of like, you know, just let loose a little bit, do a little bit of imagination stretching, you know? Your imagination is a muscle. I'm one of those people. Golf time for the Habs, yeah. Oh man. It's an imagination egg. Yes, it is. It's like a Kinder Surprise, but no chocolate. Hey Seagull, hey Reggie. Oh man, I am really glad that you enjoyed that dual stream. Alright guys, so we're gonna get started here in just a second. Just a second. I'll give you guys like 2 more minutes to do what you're gonna do. Oh man. So some examples of stuff that I do, like if I'm not streaming, while I was watching the hockey game, I'll give you like a little quick example, which I'll probably render this other one out and put it up online in like maybe tomorrow or something when I have some time. Let me grab it for you really quick. This I was just doing because I'm really like bad at watching sports. I get really distracted. So I was sculpting this thing or whatever. So this is kind of like the example of stuff that I do and what you can do as well. But yeah. So just kind of have fun, do whatever you want to do. Hey Link, thanks for that. Dan, how's it going? Okay, alright guys, so we're gonna get started now. I think that's enough time. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. One more sip for the road. Okay, let's do this. Let's do this. Enough procrastination. Oh man, I think I'm already liking this shape. This is pretty. I'm gonna try and use a lot of clip curve for this stream, just to get some like really strong shapes. Clip curve is a great tool to just kind of like hash out a silhouette really fast, because you can you know like especially at this stage, if you're just kind of like mashing a sphere around and all that kind of thing, you can literally just like take a clip curve and just cut it. Like let's say you wanted corners there, or okay, rather a corner like here, you can just like, you know, cut it and make that a thing, and then smooth out the sides and all that kind of stuff. So if I'm ever having like issues with silhouette, I usually just get a little bit frustrated, and then I just kind of use the clip curve and like, there you go. I'm just making this smaller so we can use a smaller resolution of Dynamesh, not have to go all kind of crazy. All right. Hey Hired, how's it going? Imaginator! No, guys, don't give up. Just you got, so the whole thing is to just kind of like be inspired by other people's art, right? Like I'm always inspired by other people's art, and that sculpt that I had just shown you was actually, I had just got back from the insectarium, and so I was looking at a whole ton of bugs And I was like, I don't really want to just sculpt like a bug from a photo, but I just saw all kinds of eye candy uh, in terms of like, you know, insects and things of that nature. So I was like, well, you know what that means? I gotta sculpt something. And so I just kind of sat down for about an hour and a half to 2 hours and did that until the fire alarm went off and everybody had to leave the building at like midnight, which was great. It was excellent. I loved it. So I didn't get to finish what I was doing, but I'm hoping to. Oh, Mord, please don't say that. That's not the intention, right? I'm just showing you what you can do, and you could do something like that as well if you give yourself the time. You can definitely do that. Oh, very cool. Yeah, the Oculus is pretty neat. Hey Kingsley, how's it going? All right, see you, Joe. Thanks for stopping by. I hope you have a great night. I kind of want to do like some crazy like forward horn thing. I'm feeling like these also need to be some sort of like horn things rather than whatever it was. Turn this up a wee little bit. Whoa, that's too much. How's it going? It's going pretty good. It's going pretty good. How are you doing? I, for one, can't wait for patio season. It's getting warmer. Which means I need more computer cooling. So this, I'm gonna have sharper edges. Feeling like making this sharp, like sharp, like sharp. And another thing that I want to tell people too is that this is not about speed either. You're gonna want to focus on shape and seeing what you can do to make certain shapes feel good and read well. So, like one big thing is when you're working sculpturally, I find that it's best to try and keep things, you know, at this stage anyways of modeling, to keep things very convex. What I mean by that is not having any shapes that kind of like go in, like don't do stuff like this, right? Like you're gonna want to work with like kind of like primitive shapes in a sense, where you're thinking okay, well, stuff is kind of being pushed outwards by larger shapes, because then afterwards you can go in and cut them out and cut pieces around and all that kind of stuff, because you're going to get a much stronger feeling of your character if you do it that way. So if you're thinking in primitive shapes, that will help you a lot. And notice how like sketchy this is too. Like I am not subdividing, I am not doing any of that, but I'm just kind of like working in tiny little strokes here and there to try and get something a little bit interesting happening. Okay, let's see. Ooh, lots of talkies. When learning to sculpt, do you learn anatomy from any particular book, or was it just observation and practice? So for me, I went through anatomy in traditional animation school. I have a bachelor's of animation, so I did a lot of like my initial anatomy practice when I was in school. So that's how I learned a lot of it then. But now what I do is there's a lot of resources online. I did go through a bit of what Scott Eaton puts up online, which was really nice. He has a course that's a little bit pricey, but when you go through it, it's worth it, you know, because you're working on, you know, one piece of the anatomy at like one piece at a time. So for 1 week you'd be working on the arm, and he goes in through the arm, like, you know, in full detail, and then you'd work on the torso in full detail, and the leg full detail, a hand full detail, and then at the very end you put it all together and have all of like these different pieces that you can put in your portfolio that you've learned, you know, you've learned thoroughly, and then a full piece as well. So that's really cool. There's a lot of other great resources as well, like probably a little bit too many for me to like list off right now. I'm sure chat can help you out with a ton of names, because I'm not great with names, to be honest with you, but there's a lot of stuff online that you can get great reference. And one of the really great reference things that I see is also Bodies in Motion, I think it is. That one's really good. Raphael Grassetti has a really good anatomy figure as well, and you could go through that course. So there's a lot of stuff. Ooh, nice link. That sounds pretty tasty. Find that you can use clay polish with inflate to come up with quick noise surface without repetitions, and don't need for that laggy plug. Oh, Seagull. Yeah, no. There's a lot of ways to create surface noise. There's a ton of ways to create surface noise. Architect student. Hey Kyle, how's it going? Program is best for 3D building design and only photorealistic. Okay, you got your answer. Are you using Dynamesh right now? Yes, I am. Yes. Hey Dave, how's it going? What is that? What is it, a boot though? Hey Russian. Who's the evil mind behind the master plan to be... Oh, okay. Angry 3-horned goat! Maybe. Possibly. you don't understand how a workflow works. Well, I could give you a really basic, so a basic workflow, if you're going to do something like this, like let's say you wanted to take your sculpt and turn it into a final, you know, from something like just a sculpt. What you would do is you would just like, you'd start in Dynamesh like I'm doing, get everything hashed out. Like let's say this was like your final in Dynamesh, like this is as far as you wanted to go in Dynamesh and you wanted to start adding a lot more details. Then you would take this and Z-remesh it, right? And once you Z-remesh it, you end up with a cleaner topology that you can then add a whole bunch of details onto as well. So Z-remesher and projection work hand in hand. But you can basically, when you start getting a lot of detail work in, you're going to want to Z-remesh your model. For final topology, like let's say you wanted to bring this into another program for animation purposes, you can retopologize in here. So there's a thing called Z-spheres right here, and this will allow you to draw on topology onto your model as well, so you can make it even lower res and appropriate for like a game or, you know, film or what have you. Or you could take your sculpt and then in the Z plugin menu you can decimate it in here, right? And what that does is takes everything and puts it to like a much lower resolution, all tessellated, but it keeps all of the details, and then you bring it over to another program to retopologize. You could also do that. So there's many workflows, but I use a bunch of them as well. There's not just really like one workflow that I use in particular. It really just depends on the project. So if I were you, because it sounds like you're just starting, I would definitely try to just start playing around with Dynamesh and play around with it a whole bunch, and don't be afraid of it. I think that's the biggest thing, is just don't be afraid of it, because like the fear, you get this I don't know about you, but I know when I first started, I got like this fear of, well, I don't know how to do this, so I'm just not gonna do it. Like, it's better to just kind of like mess around with it and run into your problems and then search for, you know, an answer for whatever that specific problem is, and be doing something rather than not doing anything at all. More advanced your version of the Predator. Yeah. Okay, so wow, chat is going way too fast for how slow I'm talking. All right, you guys got all those anatomy things. 2:21 a.m. Oh my goodness. Hey Loopy. Hey Courtney, how's it going? Haven't seen you in a while. All-nighter on campus. God, don't miss those days. Where? Yeah, okay, you got, yep. Catching up. Okay. Yes. Okay, so I'm gonna do this. So right here, let's say I wanted like a hole in this mouth, which I do want a hole. I'm gonna take an insert cylinder, right? So if you go, press I in your brush menu, you can isolate, and you're gonna find, oh well, hey, look, everything with I is here. So I'm gonna grab an insert cylinder, and then hold Alt while dragging onto this, and what that's going to do is throw in an object with the normals reversed. And so because the normals are reversed, you're not going to be able to really see it. So you can enable double-sided geo. So that's right under, I have a button for it, but that is right under display properties, and you just click double so that you can see anything with reverse normals. That or anything that is one-sided geo, you can see both sides of it. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna increase the size here just a bit, and just make sure that Just make sure that it's all going through there. Actually, you know what? I missed a step. I missed a step, guys. So what you want to do first, what you want to do first is make sure that this is on a sub. I'm pretty sure that one's the sub. Subtract? Subtract? I'm thinking. Okay, so I'm gonna do this again. Do this again. Alright, let's do it this way. Rotate it. Put it through. So this is not at all. I'll just mirror and weld it afterwards. It's a little bit of a messy way of doing this, but that's okay. All I want is to have some kind of a hole, and because that is held Alt, what I can do is now unmask and Dynamesh, and now you have the hole. So I'm gonna just quickly $3D Aspie. Oh, put some order with the links. Do you need any links? Let me know if you need any links, and I'll go and hunt. Okay. So in here, if you don't have like symmetry, or your symmetry is kind of like tweaked out, maybe you forgot to do it on one side or whatever, you can just do like a mirror and weld, and now you have perfect symmetry again. It works best like if you have a lower topology, just so you're not working, you know, you're not making your computer spaz out. All right. So, and again, like I don't want parallels. I'm going to try and avoid parallels. I'm going to try and get some kind of an interesting frontal shape. Oops, that's another thing. So double click, and like double clicking Alt with the curve clip will give you that sharp line as well. So if you wanted to do like, let's say like right here, and you wanted like these sharp lines, you don't double click Alt. One click in Alt will get you just the start of a curve. What material do I use? I use Glauco Longi. I will type it in the chat. Glauco Longis. materials. And you can find those on his Gumroad. So if you just Google Glaucophalangi material, you're going to be able to find that. No, don't like this. Also, another thing, don't be afraid to just kind of like restart stuff. Like if it's not working, don't try and make it work. Just restart it. Kill your babies, that's the saying. Hey Rag, how's it going? Oh, you placed the link. Okay, sweet. Crab dragon. You want crab dragon? How many times have I been working on that? What, this thing? This thing, we just started this. Yeah, we just started this one. Don't forget to save. Right, yes. Yes. Of course. We'll do a quick save right now. Ooh, this is my 11th sculpt. Pretty cool. So you can see how quick it is to just kind of like insert a primitive shape and then start getting the feeling that you really want hashed out. So I'm already getting that sort of like body in there. Just like clipping. Hey Jordan, how's it going? Oh my gosh, Crisis, yes, of course ZBrush has a save feature. In the tool, if you, that's actually something I wanted to point out. In your tool menu, there's a save as, and what this does is it saves a tool. So you're saving the information that's stored in your subtools and this kind of stuff, right? So this is one tool, this is another tool, this is another tool. So if I save this tool, it will save all of this information, but it won't save your history. If you want your history to be saved with your project, what you need to do is you need to go over to, I think it's File and then Save a Project right here. So File, Save As, and you can get, you know, your undo history saved with it if you click this button as well, right? So you'll be able to get that kind of stuff, that kind of thing. So there's different kinds of saves in ZBrush. Saving an entire project, if you don't need to save your history with your project, because your project is going to save all of these tools that are up here, all of this information, and all of your history if you have that button selected. And so your files can get very large very quickly. So if you don't need to save your history or save like all of that information, I'd recommend just saving tools under your tool palette, ZTL, because it's much lighter and much easier to deal with a whole bunch of iterations on what you're working with. I think this thing is gonna be like hella weird. This is already feeling like super weird. No. I know you're being sarcastic, but I did want to like bring that up. Shortcut for eliminating a part, you mean like to just clip curve? So if you hold Control and Shift, you're gonna get a menu that pops up with the select rectangle. So Control and Shift, and you click that select rectangle, and then you can select something like clip curve, which is right down here. So you have a whole bunch of different options that you can do, but Control and Shift is what you're looking for. So I don't know if you guys are picking this up, but I am working pretty zoomed out a lot of the time, and the reason for that is like I'm just trying to see the silhouette of the character or the creature, whatever this thing is right now, whatever it's gonna become. I'm just making sure that I see all of the big detail, like the big shapes rather than the details, and that I'm focusing on the big shapes. And a great way to allow yourself to do that is by like just zooming out really far, so that you can't allow yourself to work on a whole bunch of details. You just work on form. Just saves your selected subtool. Yes, it saves your selected tool, which consists of all of your subtools, not just your only. So if I was on this, let's say, and then I had I just had these teeth selected, right? And I saved a tool. It wouldn't just save these teeth. It would save everything, all of these subtools inside of the tool, which is this, right? So that's the big thing. That's what it does. How do you do Harvard referencing in ZBrush? I'm sorry, I don't think I can help you with that one. Why do I use the snake hook instead of the move tool? Okay, so that's a pretty good question. The reason why I do that is because it's faster for me. Like, it feels faster, and I like to do things kind of spazzy in a sense. Like, I like how fast it kind of moves stuff, and so you can see that it kind of just keeps going, right? Whereas the move tool doesn't do that. It moves very deliberately, right? It has a very deliberate and average look, like, you know, pull to it, which a lot of people like that. Me personally, I'm really used to using the snake hook tool. Um, it's the sensitivity of it and the fact that like I can get like curves out of it as well. Not everybody's gonna want that, and it's definitely not the easiest thing to get used to, but that's how I started using ZBrush. Because I wasn't really like following like a how-to guide or anything like that when I first started. I just kind of like jumped into the program and I was like, oh my god, sculpting, yeah! And I found something that said snake hook tool, and I was like, okay, you're my new favorite tool just because snakes, and now I actually really love it. Hey John, how's it going? What is this chilled music? It's a bunch of royalty-free, or not royalty-free, Creative Commons license chill step mixes on YouTube. I really like pointy chins. If you guys haven't noticed, I really like pointy chins. And the tips. You don't need the tips, John. You don't need the tips. You should be giving the tips. For anybody who's confused as to why I said that, John's a teacher. It's a joke, you see? I'm kind of funny sometimes, not really. I also apologize I have to keep my window open today because it's really warm. So if you hear a whole bunch of extra outside, I live in the city, can't help it. Platypus brush. John, please. John, please. Hashtag kind of funny sometimes, but not really. Hey, Mr. Panka, how are you doing? When should you save as a project? When should you save as school? Well, saving a project could be useful. Like, let's say you're recording a tutorial, or you want to see the progress that you made and stuff like that. Then I guess record the project. It's also really useful if you have multiple tools open that you need to be using all the time. If your project consists of multiple tools rather than just multiple sub-tools, then you should save a project so that you get all of that open when you open the file and it's all saved together. But if you're only working on like the one tool, then you should save a sub-tool rather than go through that entire intensive file process that is the ZBrush project file, which isn't actually bad unless you have a lot of stuff. You know, like I've seen people with like 2 gig files and 3 gig files because they just have so many things open over here, and like, well, why are you doing that? Like, is there a purpose? Are you recording a tutorial? And they're like, no, I just use it because it's right here. And I'm like, no, but like, there's a ZTL version. You don't need to do that if you're not working that way. If you are working that way, though, that's how you would handle that. Just make sure that you have enough space to handle the files. Oh, thanks, Link. I appreciate that. Are there a lot of females in the industry? Yeah, there are. It depends. It really depends on where you're working, though. Where I'm working, in the assets department, there's not very many females, unless you're in like surfacing or design. Design isn't technically in assets, though. From places that I've worked, anyways. That's my experience. But in animation, there's tons of women. Production, there's tons of women. I feel like assets, though. I feel like, yeah, we could get some more girls in there. There's definitely more women joining the industry, though, for sure. But I see it mostly in animation and design. From my experience, anyways, from places that I've worked. I can't speak for everyone, and I'm not going to speak for everyone. That booty, though. In order for this to work, I'm just thinking really quick. Then that would need a clavicle. Technically, these arms would need a clavicle. Okay, I'm not gonna do these ones because I don't really want to do that. I don't think that'll work. Let's try something a little bit more splayed outwards with the back. Kinda lizard. How did I get my job in the industry being so young? I mean, I think there was, you know what, to be honest, I think that there was equal parts being at the right place at the right time in the right year and having good connections and also having a drive to just like keep going through rejection after rejection after rejection. When I was in third year, I was supposed to apply for an internship, and I never got an internship, and I had to make an arrangement with my school in order to get through that, because I couldn't get hired anywhere in third year, because I didn't want to get an internship for animation. I wanted to get an internship for 3D, but my school didn't have any 3D courses really. Like, it wasn't like they were really teaching us 3D or anything like that. So my 3D in third year of college was really shoddy, to say the least. And because of that, you know, companies saw that, and they didn't think that I had, like, you know, the potential to grow or help their company, because my portfolio was very weak. It didn't show any real fundamentals of modeling or design or really anything. So I ended up getting close to 100 rejections. Like, I was very, very persistent. I even flew out to Vancouver, where my boyfriend was working at the Coalition at the time, and I had went to SIGGRAPH, and I was like throwing out portfolio after portfolio, like, you know, talking to tons of people, and a lot of people like were really interested in talking, and I think that's the one thing that really helped. It really benefited me, is because I made a lot of connections just by doing that. Even though I really was kind of like a crappy artist at the time, it was like, yeah, I'm still really pushing myself though, right? I'm putting myself out there. And so I got about like close to 100 rejections, and that's not, it's honestly, it's not an exaggeration either. It sounds insane, but it was a pretty hard time for me. And so I worked it out with the school. I ended up getting a pass, because like I had showed them that I did a lot of work over the summer and things like that. And so skip to the end of fourth year, when I did my own 3D fourth year film, which was incredibly challenging, to say the least. And wow, I don't like this back part, so excuse me while I try and edit this stuff and talk at the same time. There were a lot of occasions at the end of the school where we had like this thing called an industry day, and you have your film screened, and this was shared in college, by the way. You have your film screened, and then you have a booth, and everybody is kind of walking around, like all of like the industry professionals are all walking around and viewing everybody's booth and their portfolios and things. And they get to go and like talk to their favorite films that they had, like the people who made them and things like that. So I got a fair amount of attention, because there weren't many 3D films, and that was probably the only reason why I got attention at that time. Is I got pretty lucky in that sense, is I was a 3D person in mostly a 2D animation school, so they were kind of like, oh, okay, let's talk. But again, no bites, and I had to go out to more job fairs afterwards, and I was freaking out at that time because I didn't have any money. And I was like, oh god, I gotta get a job. I was like freaking, and I ended up going to a job fair. I think it was like the Taffy or the TIFF job fair or something like that, and then talking to the people at ARC and just like stuffing my portfolio at, I think, 4 different people that were working at ARC, and I ended up finally getting an interview, like out of just like pure persistence. And I mean, like, not in an annoying way. You can't just be like, hey, like, I'm gonna just keep throwing my portfolio, apply, like that doesn't work, right? Like, it was more of like, I'm gonna talk to these people, I'm gonna like go out and like, you know, actually converse with these people. So it turned out that they really needed a character modeler, but they needed somebody who was really good at Maya at the time, and I wasn't like great at Maya, and it showed. Like, I only had 1 wireframe in my portfolio, and I was really trying. I had mostly just like, you know, rough sculpts and things, which most of it you can't find in my portfolio anymore because it's like really outdated, so I got rid of that stuff. But then they, for whatever reason, they decided, you know what, no, let's hire this girl. And then my lead gave me the main character for the Barbie movie. And he gave me a chance, you know, and it was sort of like one of those things where I got to prove myself, and they were just like, it was one of those things where no one was really around, and I was just kind of like right in their faces like, hire me. And then I ended up getting that job, and the rest is kind of history now. So like, I don't want to say that right off the bat I was a great artist, because I really wasn't, but the company did see potential, and I think that is important. Like, if you're showing that you're enthusiastic, if you're showing that you're persistent, and not in an annoying way, that's very important, you can't be annoying, showing that you're a good person and you're not, you know, just you're not just sucking up to people to try and get a job, but you're actually trying to get to know them and stuff like that. I feel like all of that goes a really long way as well, because people want to work with people that they like. So I feel like that had a big impact on getting the first job that I got. And then once you get your first job, it just kind of like snowballs, and then it's easier and easier and easier, because people are like, oh, well, yeah, that person's good to work with, or whatever, you know? So it's just getting your foot in the door. It's pretty intense. Yeah, so I totally missed a whole bunch of comments for that story. Yeah, you'll be able to do it, Noctur. Just keep at it. What am I using for a tablet? I'm using a Intuos Pro Medium. Improving the character design, no so much sculpt skills, but design in general. For design, think about shapes, right? Shape language. Think about primary, tertiary, or primary, secondary, and tertiary forms. So when I say that, your primary forms, like, you know, my primary forms would be like these bigger shapes in general, and then secondary details are what go inside of that. So this stuff right here would be a secondary detail to the larger shapes, which this is an entire larger shape. This is a secondary shape, and then you start getting your details into after that. So good design is good shape language and good layering of forms as well. So you can go about trying to draw or sculpt with the base of primary shapes, like cylinders and spheres and rectangles and squares and cones and stuff like that. Try to work with that kind of stuff. Yes, happy birthday, Link! Oh, you almost went to Sheridan? Cool, cool, cool. How did I get into SIGGRAPH? Did I have to volunteer, or did I have to pay a premium? I paid a ticket to get in. I did get a discount though, because I had talked to so many people that I knew people. They had given me a discount to get in, and then talk to more people in there, which was kind of cool. How many polygons am I working with right now? Right now we're at 149,000 points, but it doesn't really matter. It seems I don't have any sketches. Or am I making a monster? Yeah, I'm just making a monster. Oh, Majestic, there's a lot of knowledge to get from just like these Pixologic streams alone. Like if you want to like go through all the other artists on this channel, you're gonna learn so much from these people. They're so good at what they do. What were you working on at the time if it wasn't Maya? Do you mean when, like, before I was hired? Before I was hired, I was using ZBrush and I was using Maya, but I didn't have enough examples, right? Like, it was really like, it was like blobby sculpts. It was a lot of like my 2D sketches and stuff, and it was like finished-ish models. Like, you can find, like, the one piece that got me my first job was that turtle that I did for my film in my portfolio, which I need to get rid of. I need to update my portfolio, by the way. That's super outdated, but, yeah, yeah. Yeah, the May schedule was released today, so Kyle just dropped a link. If you want to check out who's going to be streaming when, definitely go and do that. There's a lot of really cool people on this channel. And also give Pixelogic a follow if you want to see all that stuff. All right, I'm gonna work. Wow, you guys, I've not been working. I'm wondering if I want to do this with the arm or if I want to do something else. Try something really quick. This is probably too high res right now. I'm gonna just chunk it down a little bit. Yeah, there's a lot to learn from these streams for sure. Thanks, Thunder. I'm glad you like it, but definitely definitely gotta update that portfolio. Mr. Brung, I don't think there's like a set number. You have to be the judge of that yourself. But just know that your portfolio is as strong as your weakest piece. So if you have a really crappy sculpt in there, but then you've got a whole bunch of really good stuff, just remove the crappy thing because it's honestly like it's gonna be your weakest link. Edward, you can type /host on your channel and then the name of the channel. So if you want to host Pixelogic, you do /host space Pixelogic on your channel chat. Furious. Yeah, I rigged and animated that thing as well. The animation I had to do in like a night though, it was just really bad. Okay, this is not working, so I'm going to grab this. Make sure I'm not getting any of this extra nonsense right here. Sharing your thoughts as working out those legs. Looks like you were working out something, but I'm not sure. Yeah, so okay, so what I'm doing right now is I'm just kind of like feeling out like what kind of a leg I want in general, because this is like, again, I'm not really like referencing, I'm just kind of like playing around with shapes and like what feels cool or feels good in general. Like this is not really like me looking at any particular photo or anything like that, which I urge you to do if you're doing like, you know, something outside of this exercise. But again, like this is just like an exercise, so I'm just kind of like pushing around forms, seeing what I can accomplish. Like something like this, for example, like I'm gonna have to, we're gonna just click that. Clip it again. Whoa. Okay. I'm trying to fix this up. Okay. So I'm gonna come back to these front legs in a minute. I'm just gonna kind of work out the back as well to see if I can get a better feeling to all of this, so I can understand what I'm doing up here a little bit more, give me a little bit better of an idea. So I'm going to do the insert thing again as well. He's suffering. No, oh my gosh, Mord. An auto option, so you can specify which one goes first and which one goes after the first one and so on. What are you referring to, Edward? Oh, got you. Yeah, there is. So in your Twitch options, like there's a thing called auto host. And you can get that in your Twitch options. Can't remember. I think it's under like videos and stuff like that. Good evening, Raven. How are you doing? Hey, VBN. Does anyone know what the difference is between append and insert subtool? Yes, so append, if you're appending something, like let's say I append this cylinder or whatever, you notice that it's going to have a separate subtool. It's going to appear as a separate subtool over here, which means it's separate from the other objects that are going to be in your tool. If you insert, so if I do an insert, which I'm going to do anyways, insert cylinder, it's going to be a part of the same tool, the same subtool rather. So what it's doing right now is it's masking off all the rest of it so that you can move it on the same subtool, but as soon as you unmask, it will be part of the same object. You'll just have to like dynamesh it in order for it to completely join. It's better to be in LA to get the job or to learn more and get more connections. Oh, you don't have to be in LA to get a job. I think if you're learning and you're talking to people, that goes a long way. You don't have to be there, but being in the place that you're looking to get a job does help. Mm-hmm. Garfield, that's the amazing thing, right? Like, that's why I'm showing, like, you don't have to come into this with a plan necessarily in order to make something. These streams, I like to do it without coming in with any kind of like a plan and just seeing like, you know, what kind of craziness I can just like come up with on the spot. It's been a lot of fun doing these, so I don't know, I still do it. But that's the awesome thing about digital sculpting, especially with ZBrush. Okay, I'm gonna split these up. Split masked. I'm gonna try something different, since this is I think this is going to be working the way that I wanted it to. How does the Discord work? You can just join and post your artwork in Art and Questions. It's for other people to see, for you to share your stuff. It's not really like anything in particular. It's just like if you want to share your work with the other people that watch my streams or me, then you can just kind of share it there, and you can also talk to people and ask questions and all that kind of stuff. For like when you know, when we're not streaming. Yeah, I'm not feeling this. I'm gonna push these in a bit. Hi, my name's Ashley. I like to sculpt upside down. Or food, yes. We also have a food sub. Oh no, Thunder, it shouldn't crash. Usually it's okay. Just make sure that your mesh is it's not like super thin, or you know, there's parts of it that you know, like super overhangy, right? Like, so if your mesh is like kind of overhanging onto itself and then you try and do close holes, it's hard for any program to kind of understand what's going on there and what to close. So that can cause problems, but typically it doesn't. There's no real problem with that. Garfield, yeah. Yeah, the head's gonna be fun. I'm gonna get back to the head. I just gotta figure out the body. I think that's just something that really like takes a bit of time, especially when I'm not really like referencing. You know what? I'm gonna pull something up really quick on the other screen. Just some anatomy. Just a little bit of anatomy. Not distracting though. Thank you, Link. I really appreciate it. Yeah, if you guys are interested in what I'm doing here, I do a lot more of it on my channel as well. I'm here every Wednesday at 5 p.m. EST, or 5 p.m. PDT, and on my channel every Tuesday at 8 p.m. EST. EST, not PDT. think. Hey, Caliber, what up? What up? How you doing? So I think one thing is I'm going to make this piece actually come a little bit more forward. I'm just gonna go dog. I'm sorry. I don't like this part of the mix. Skip. No, skip. There we go. I'm doing good. Doing good. Just like mucking around with some legs. This isn't gonna look good until the last hour. I hope you guys know that. It's usually how it goes. Doesn't look good until the last hour. That's because I'm working with shapes, and when I'm also doing this, it's hard for me to like constantly commentate, but oh my gosh. Still, I don't like this part. Okay, there we go. Skip. It's hard for me to like commentate with this sort of thing, but if you have any questions on like how I'm handling shapes or what it is exactly that I'm doing in terms of shapes, feel free to ask. I need to work on the front silhouette. This could actually... Should it? I think it should be more like this, and then this in general. We can leave a curve. We can leave a curve. That's kind of interesting. Let's put a little bit of like a curve into this. That might be interesting. Alright, let's move this just a bit. Kill that until I want to put stuff in here. I think I'm just gonna kind of push these just a bit. Just a bit. Pineapple chunks. Ooh. I got a job at a studio. Yes, I did. That was a while ago. That was a while ago, though. I've been working at the new place for 8 months now. Thanks, Ferrex. Yeah, the side is pretty decent. I'm gonna have to like keep working with the with the overall, the front silhouette. I'm thinking I'm gonna get like this stuff really thin. And you know what, I'm gonna cut this. No, I'm not gonna cut this off right now. I'm just gonna keep pushing this in until I have to work with it. Again, looking for strong shapes up top and ledges. So this feels very mechanical, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a little bit of like a skin flap here going on. Hey Fresh, how's it going? Real anatomy, do you think about when sculpting creatures? A heck of a lot. A heck of a lot. First comes shape for me, so before anatomy, I actually am thinking about shape design. I know that sounds crazy, but if you get like a really cool shape, that can actually translate into some really interesting forms that you might not have thought about before if you were just like basing it off of pure, just like, you know, referencing anatomy only. So I usually just try and get like a cool design first and then go in and then fix and figure out anatomy second. That usually helps me in the design process. I know that's not the same thing for everybody. Everybody will have their own process, but that kind of helps me figure stuff out. But I do understand like general, you know, anatomy of, let's say, like canines. I understand avian anatomy. I understand like reptilian anatomy, amphibian anatomy, to at least a basic degree. Of course, like if you want like actual accurate stuff, you're gonna always want to go and reference stuff, like just so that I got a little bit more of like I brought up a picture of the dog's front leg just so I could get the bone structure right again just now. I just wanted to see what that would be, but getting that kind of stuff in your sculpts will definitely help you out. Yeah. Another thing is to, like, you know, don't be afraid to reference things. Like, doing things, like, completely out of your memory, sure, but, like, even me, when I do these exercises, sometimes I go and reference things because I'm just like, well, I really wanted it to look like, you know, a dog, for example. Then I'm gonna want to go and find those dog pictures just so I can actually achieve that. But again, I'm not like staring and like copying these things. It's just more of like for the bone structure in this case, just to make sure that I'm getting, just kind of getting everything in there. So these forms don't look like, you know, perfect or anything right now. That's okay because, hello, cargo room. Yeah, so I'm just basically just getting the shapes in, and then I'll rough out the muscles and make it look pretty. So I'm gonna grab these, probably, see what it looks like when I push it. Nah, no, not these long, but these ones. Overall, I think this back piece is too long. There we go. Wee. Wee. Where do you think my inspiration comes from the most? What kind of animal or insect creatures do you like to see or search that interest you? Fat, I want to say everything because I don't really like kind of get stuck on one particular style, I guess, like not style, but like one particular artist and be like, I want to mimic this person. It's just sort of like, I appreciate a lot of different art and a lot of different artists as well, and I'm always just looking at stuff. I'd say that Geiger has had a huge influence on me. The way that Anthony Jones paints and his use of light and those really tiny, those really fine uses of line that he uses on really big shape has influenced me. Things like Creature Box has influenced me. Like, it ranges, you know, like there's all kinds of different things that have influenced me that are completely different from one another, and I guess that kind of adds to what it is that I'm putting out, right? So it's just looking at a lot of stuff, you're going to end up with a, you know, your own path. And when it comes to creatures and insects, I just look at a lot of different stuff. Like, I don't, looking at just like a regular dog or a regular, you know, horse or something like that, like, it's important to understand the anatomy, but when it comes to like really like out there stuff, I like looking, like, I was just at an insectarium on the weekend. I went through and I was just staring at pictures of bugs and taking pictures of bugs and just like analyzing like the connections of like, you know, the bottoms of spiders and how it just like, it looks like bits on top of bits and stuff like that, and how complicated these things are, and trying to like just sort of like absorb as much as I can by looking at it. and taking pictures of stuff in real life as well, if you think it's cool, is you just take a picture. It's like you're seeing what you're seeing. No one else is seeing what you're seeing. You're seeing what you're seeing, and you take that back with you, and know that that specific moment in time that you experience is different from everybody else's, and just kind of like apply that to your work as well. How much? Got that. Hey, Killin, how's it going? Yeah, no worry, Rave. No, Caliber, this isn't my channel. Yeah, I think Link is here, yeah. Yes, I have just sculpted a line of action and then just sculpted creature onto it. Hold on, actually, I'm gonna save this really quick, and then I'm gonna see if I can find something. I'm just gonna quickly see if I can find that. I think I might have. Is it the water? Because that's actually, that was a lot of fun. Oh. Hold up. 1 second. Let me check. No, not that one. Not that one. There's too many folders. Actually, yeah, Speed Sculpt 1 was one of them that I did that with. So this one, I did a line of action and then I just kind of sculpted on that line, which was, that was a lot of fun to do. That was like one of my first Speed Sculpt sessions on my channel that I did. It was just sort of like just trying to get like some form into something. So that was fun. I have a few other examples, but I can't like go through everything right now to try and find it. It's just called, yeah. Exactly. Exactly. Just call me. I'll just stare at it for you. I don't think I'll really do anything with it, but I'll just kind of like stare at it. How long do I generally spend on Speed Sculpts? Well, these sessions on Pixelogic last about they last about 4 hours, but most of that time I'm talking to you guys, so I get what I can get done in that time. So usually they're not, 100%, but it's still a lot of fun. Alright, let's finish this. Thanks, Link! Yeah, you totally did, right? Okay. Cool. I actually think I kind of want to do like a really strong. Let's try this. Just strong sweep. Bunny tail. Oops. So I think because it's Alien Day, I might do a little bit of like an alien-esque tail. Just cause. In memoriam of Geiger. I don't know, we'll see. We'll see how how it works with this with all this. It's okay, Bob. No worries. It's like it's just one of those things where you just kind of you just do stuff. All right, let's work on the head a little bit more. The Covenant prologue. Ooh. Alien Day. Yeah. Right, save, guys. If you haven't been saving, save. Definitely save. Yeah, no worries, Kim. Have a great night. If I want to do that, maybe not right there. So again, like I was saying with the concave or the convex shapes, helps a lot with describing form. So if you can even just like add a little bit, it adds so much. It helps so much with showing that there's bones underneath, showing that there's some sort of an actual structure to the thing that you're creating. It doesn't have to be like super pronounced, but just having it like even just slightly convex. Bug things, microsculpture. Yes, yes, so cool, So wicked. That is super wicked. Oh my god, I could like look at bugs for hours. Florence the Machine, oh man, I love them. I don't know why 4, that depends. What's it called? The bot might catch you if it's not appropriate. What it means is that it has basic masking features. Are you talking about ZBrush in general right now? His masking features is when you hold control and then you have your mask on and you can take a specific part, and when you draw on it, it creates a mask so that nothing gets affected that has been drawn on with that mask, and then you can clear it by holding control and dragging off. Oh, you can't mask by cavity. So, okay, so that means down here in ZBrush, the full version, you have a masking menu. These are advanced masking features where you can actually just mask by specific things, like mask by AO, like mask by cavity, for example, does this, where it grabs all of the lowest, most points on your model and then masks them off. So it's good for kind of like procedurally generating or amplifying textures on your models. It's not a necessary thing. Like, you don't have to have it in order to sculpt good stuff. So I'm saying, like, you know, ZBrush Core is really good if you can't get the whole version right now. ZBrush Core does give you everything that you need to do sculpting. Okay, so now I'm going to start doing some split offs before I get onto the feet area. I think I should tackle the feet before I get too invested into everything else, just so that we can get some sort of like an actual look to this. Alright, so we're going to split masks and then close holes on the other stuff. So closed holes is in your geometry, modify topology, close holes. So that just kind of like fills in stuff after you've split off pieces, like right here. So you can just like close holes without having to do like a Dynamesh or anything like that. wondering if I should take this here. I kind of want to open the mouth. Part of me that wants to keep this mouth open. Alright, let's split it. Let's split it! Can you soften mask edges? Yes, you can. So, like, hold on. Let me close these holes really quick. So, if I have something, masked off, and I want to, like, let's say I want to, like, soften this, holding Control and clicking on the model will soften the edge. Meanwhile, holding Control and clicking off the model will change it. Holding Control and Alt and on the model will sharpen the edge. So Control on the model will soften, Control Alt on the model will sharpen, Control off the model will inverse. There you go. Masking. Super useful. Real human feet? Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Industry standard. Oh my god. Alright. Drink of water. Ooh, Bob, that's looking really cool. That's a really cool head. I don't know if you're still in chat, but if you are, thing you just posted on Discord is looking sick. Looking sick. Alright. Hey Carl, what up? What are you... nice H3 emotes. But also not quite. Let's give this a bit more resolution so we can work on it a little bit more. And these things in here. Uh, oh, you want the, okay, I'll grab the Discord for you guys again. If you're interested in dropping any of your art off, letting other people check out what you're doing, you can use the Discord. That's the A-Cube Discord, not the Pixelogic Discord, for showing off your work. You're about to get back to it? Nice, Bob. Other softwares while streaming for Pixelogic. Yep, you can, like, yeah, of course, like anything that's, like, kind of in your, you know, I've used Photoshop on here before, when I was showing a quick alpha trick. Typically, though, I like to stay inside ZBrush for streams like this. But ZBrush works in conjunction with a lot of other programs. There's actually a plugin here, GoZ. So I don't have it set up right now, but GoZ actually allows you to send your work directly to other programs, like Maya or Max, for example. Or Modo, I think. I think Modo is one of them. I'm not 100% sure. Chicken feed, yeah. Yes, and keyshot, yeah. So there's a send to keyshot thing as well. Just want this to be really more straight, kind of continue with that flow a little bit. Maybe this has to come down. There, I think that's it. The apex of that curve right there. More spikes, yes, we're gonna get to the spikes. Still fleshing it out though. So I think these front bits, as cool as the curves are, hold on, I gotta work with this chest piece. thinking in general I'm gonna have to, oops, I'm gonna have to push these into the body a little bit more. And pull this out. See, I like the curve. I'm thinking I'm gonna keep that curve, but it'll be facing inwards, just to add a little bit of like that weird, creepy kind of feeling. And really thin. Like I really want these really thin. So gotta do something with these feet. I'm gonna probably just that floor so I can see what's going on with these. And then in compensation to that, these can be flared outwards to give that sort of like, it's like a faked contrapostal or whatever, however you say that, in like a different way. A fast boy. Thanks, Carl. I'm glad you like. Glad you like. Yeah, so this stuff, making this a little more on the flat side. We're gonna get into the spiky stuff. I promise, I promise, I promise. I promise, I promise. I should do a stream of just like a whole bunch of busts. Check in the Discord. Alright, let's do it. Ooh, Sean. That's a pretty cool demon. Oh, and you're even doing like little paint over things too with the splattering and stuff. Nice, nice, nice. And Bland's cool. Cool. Is that like it's like a lizard sort of like dragony looking thing. I'm liking it. I really like it. I like the fact that you're going for those strong shapes. Now, when you're in this stage, like the way that I'm doing stuff, don't be afraid to use something like a clip curve to get those really like, you know, sharp shapes, just so you can see exactly what you're doing. But that's looking really good. Especially if it's stylized. If you're going for something stylized, then yeah, definitely try and get like the super strong shapes in there. Keep saying I'm gonna work on the feet, and then I just like, what's this? An eyeball? Huh? What's this? A horn? What? Procrastination, guys, don't do it. If I procrastinate, it's not good. Leave the feet to the last minute, it's not gonna be good. Thank you, Link. Appreciate, always appreciate. Yes, I do, I do. Link keeps posting it, so if you're interested in joining the Discord and dropping your stuff down, what you've been working on and stuff, it's totally cool. Oh, cool. That's pretty awesome. So you're using the shadow box feature, or the not the shadow box, sorry, the image plane feature. That's looking really cool. I like the style that you have going, Nocturfe. Yeah, that looks sweet. Avoiding feet. No, okay, wait, hold on. Let me not avoid feet. 1 second. All right, guys. Let's not dilly-dally here. Let's get this going. This is how this should have been done a while ago. There we go. There. It's good. Let's just make sure this is all nicely put in there. Yep. Yep, we good. Cool. Cool. Okay. And I'll put these ones back as well. So we have consistency for our model. There we go. So we'll make these ones like extra long and rotate them outwards. There we go. Delicious. See? There. It's done. It's easy. Look how good it looks. Look how good it looks, guys. Yeah. There we go. Girl. Okay, I gotta take a quick bathroom break. I drank too much water, so I will be right back. Please enjoy these feet. I will be back in 2 minutes, and then I'll delete the feet and continue working on this thing. There we go. Sneakers, yeah, I know, right? Truly a masterpiece, right? Right? It's so good. It's perfect. No, I'm gonna get rid of that. That's no, sorry guys. No, I got an IKEA chair. I have a chair from IKEA. It's great. It's cheap. Does the job. Or texturing by yourself in your job if need to, or they have people that does that type of work. If so, which program do you prefer? So where I work, I am like currently so my first job I was a modeler. So I did sculpting, modeling, and UV work. And the current job that I'm at, I'm like partially a designer. So I'm doing character sculptor, like I'm a character sculptor, but then when there isn't enough work for sculpting and stuff is just getting retopologized and I don't need to touch anything right at that moment or help design anything, then I start working on texturing characters. So I'm also a surfacing artist where I am. Typically in animation, feature film, modeling and surfacing are split up, so typically, a modeler won't have to deal with surfacing things, but in this case I am surfacing things, but I'm not doing the retopology. I'm sending, like, it's different everywhere that you go. And I use ZBrush for sculpting at work, and I use Substance Painter and Photoshop for texturing. But yeah, to the extent of what I can actually tell you, NDA, blah blah blah. We're all slaves to the NDA. Can't say nothing. Take up a fund for a chair? Oh, no, no, no. No, I love this chair. This is so much better than the one that I had before. Remember, like, when I first started streaming so much? Like, I don't know how, if you were there. I was working on, like, a $20 Walmart chair that I've had for, like, 8 years. So finally went and bought an actual chair, and it's amazing. It's the same chairs that I have at work, too. Is there a feet sculptor? No, there's no specializing in feet. I mean, yes, yes, you could be industry standard sculptor. Only do feet. Only insert feet. Only IMM, ZBrush IMM feet. That's it. That's all you do. Oops. Oh wow, Sean, that's pretty intense. Artist surfacer, like character artist surfacer and animator. That's pretty. That's a lot of work to deal with. Are you working on a feature or is it an indie project? Because that's really common with like indie projects or smaller studios. But if you're working on feature pipeline typically has typically, I'm not saying all the time, but typically they have like individualized departments. Then there's the occasional generalist, sorry, that is that's there to kind of take up any task that needs to be taken up occasionally. Space Duck. Hey, John Derek Murphy. How you doing? What up? Man, I like how like there's that verified sticker now, so I can tell who the other like, well, not all of the other streamers, but like the people who stream who are like partnered or whatever. So like I can just be like, haha, I see you. Some of those spikes or whatever around the shoulders. Yes, yes, I will. I definitely will. I'm gonna have to. What's going on next is I'm gonna be figuring out this, figuring out the feet. I kind of keep saying that. IRL 3D sculpting? Well, that's impressive. I used to do traditional sculpting as well. You can't get internet to your shop? Oh, that's a bummer, man. Akin to real life sculpting. Smithing? Yeah, smithing I can only imagine is pretty tricky. Rocking the check? Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. Yeah, the partnered people. I wish they had like you could signify that you are a streamer in some other way. I don't know. Whatever. Because there's like so many people that like come into my chat on and like other people's chat too, and it's just like it'd be cool if there were other ways to discover other super talented artists. Yeah, no. And on that note, you guys should follow Pixelogic because there's a whole bunch of other really awesome artists on this channel. If you haven't given them a follow, please do. Please do. They are going to be streaming all week, every week. I'm not going to be here every day. I am here on Wednesdays. But there are a host of other super, super amazing people on Pixelogic. So please do give them a follow if you haven't already. Sub button, yeah. Am I getting the check? Oh geez, no, I'm not partnered. I don't have time to do the partnering thing right now. I wish I did, but I don't stream frequently enough on my channel. I stream once a week on my channel, once a week here, so I don't think I should apply for that sort of a thing right now. I don't think it's fair. Maybe when I start doing it a little bit more frequently. Oh, really? I didn't know that link. That's interesting. Tell me more about it on Discord. Ah, low bar. Yes. Yes. And now the dad stream has begun. The dad joke stream. The fully operational dad stream. Oh man, well, for you, amazing. Okay, I wanted this to be thin, but not like stupid thin, you know? Like it can't be like he can't even support himself with his dinky legs, so this is not making any sense. Alright, let's flush this out. Seen my new profile picture? No, don't. Oh my god, the stupid space cat. Man, you were on like a space cat roll yesterday. It was ridiculous. What base material do I prefer to sculpt in? I really enjoy using Glauco Longi's materials, and my favorite right now is his sculpt spec. It lets me see everything that I need to see. If I don't have those materials available to me, though, like let's say I'm working on a different computer, then I just use the basic material. Honestly, like I just use basic material. Like it's totally fine. It's really like, I feel like in terms of good sculpting materials, less is more. Like you don't need anything shiny or, you know, something super special or anything like that to get like good results. It's not really about the material per se that will give you something that looks good. Honestly, your sculpt should look good in every material. Like it shouldn't be like, you know, only one material makes your sculpt look good. That means that there's fundamentally something wrong with it. So if you're using something basic and you get it looking good in basic, then you can go and start playing with materials afterwards to get it a much more interesting look for rendering or whatever. But to start, you're gonna want to do something in basic, just so you can see what's going on. Also, don't use matte cap red wax. Don't. Okay, you see this? Don't sculpt in this. Don't do that. No. Okay? Specifically if you're a beginner, okay? And the reason why I'm saying that is because all of the crevices are, like, I'm getting hives looking at this. I'm sorry, I hate this material so much. If you're looking at this, you end up seeing all of like the crevices are all white, and that distorts your vision, and it distorts your perception rather on like how deep it is that you're carving your details and your forms. So you never end up getting anything that you actually think you're getting when you're sculpting with this, because you can see this looks a lot more shallow. These look a lot more shallow than when I'm in a material like this. Like you can see the forms so much more clear. So don't use that. Just use basic or something. Please. I beg you. Do yourself a favor. John had to comment on the red one, the matte cap red. Oh, John's not a fan either. Hey, Asa, how's it going? You gave it thumbs, we're all doomed. Well, it's like, it's not really like thumbs, it's just sort of like, I'm trying to like push it into place. It's not a thumb. It's just tinier claws. Just tinier. It's okay. No thumbs. No thumbs. No opposable thumbs here. Yeah, Blinn also works pretty well as well. If you can get yourself working with Blinn, that works too. No, I don't have an answer for you, Carl. No, Sam, there's better materials. Red cap wax experience lacks. Oh, low bar. Carl. Well, it's, you know, people when it first came out, when the material first came out, a lot of people were using it because it was new, right? And I think with time, everybody is realizing that there are more effective materials out there to use, for sure. Hey, Sanguine, how's it going? Oh, how would you go about creating braids in ZBrush? Oh man, there are braid tutorial. I am not gonna go through making braids, and because there's a bunch of ways that you can do it, and I can't exactly remember the like. I usually do it in Initialize. Man, there was a. I will try and find it, and I will. You're in the Discord, so I'll try and post it in the Discord, the tutorial that I followed once after the stream. But I'm sure chat's gonna probably give you something right now. Like, ah, I know how to do it. Ask me. So I love this community because it's just like, oh, I don't know how to do something. Oh, but you know what? Everybody else in chat knows. They can help you. So awesome. All right. A cubed red cap. A badge of emotes. Oh, I will definitely have those in a moment. Hey Kevin, how's it going? How you doing? Just lurking? Ooh, interview. You got this. You got this. That's awesome. Maya. What are you talking about doing in Maya? Somebody asking me something? Oh, the braids. Yeah, you can totally do braids in Maya and then bring them in here for sure. But there's also a way to do it in the Initialize. ZBrush from your chat. Oh, that's awesome, Jack. Hair for one. Yeah, figuring out hair can be pretty tricky. There's definitely an art to hair alone. There's in film, people specialize in hair. There's specific people like hair artists. So when you know that there is a specific person for a job like that, then you know it's serious business. You know it's pretty tricky. Hey, cool man, welcome, welcome, welcome. Yes, groom artists do get paid well because they are few and far between good ones. So if you want to get into this industry and you might be more technical based, maybe you want to be a groom artist. That's another option that maybe like a lot of people don't actually consider. Actually, for some reason, I kind of like that weirdness that is just one claw at the back. I kind of really... Okay, let's make that like a really big... You know what? That's kind of weird. I like it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's try it. One talon, lit AF. Yeah, patience is the big thing with that. So if you're very patient and you like fine-tuning stuff, then grooming might be for you. Grooming is not for me. I do grooming at work sometimes. Like as a surfacer. We also do hair occasionally. And it's not my favorite. But, you know, every job has something that you're not gonna 100% like. Could be a lot more painful, that's for sure. And I get to do a lot of other really cool stuff where I work too, so it's like, yeah, the occasional hair stuff, whatever. I don't groom. Look at my hair. Just bleh. I kid. I'm a 24/7 bedhead. 24/7. What is groom? Doing hair in ZBrush is fun. Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah, the fiber mesh function in ZBrush is pretty sweet. I enjoy using it. Hello, horns outside. People in Toronto love to get heard. Hi, I'm driving a car. Honk honk. Good for you. Yeah, creature artist at heart. I hear you. You are groom. Hey, welcome animal. How's it going? Welcome, welcome. Yeah, next you're pretty good at grooming. Oh, itchy nose. Here come the allergies again. Here they come. No. Dang it. So I'm wondering if I should do something with these bitties. First and foremost, I want this this to be a lot wider. And I want these to come up a lot more. Give it that sharper look to the silhouette. It's all about that silhouette. Whoa, whoops. Yeah, I might start just crying on stream, you know? It's just, ZBrush gets me so emotional. Just gets me so emotional. I think I'm just allergic to talking to you, Rick. Ah, ooh, sick burn. Sick burn. No, I'm kidding. Oh, man. It's just that hobo stank in Toronto right now. Oh boy. Get the ambulance! No, don't. You guys. Why are you guys so into the crying thing, man? Thanks, Anthony's. I'm glad you like it. Pause a tool to rotate your mesh and then resume. Wait. Alright, what are you talking about, Lopar? Like, if you wanted to use a brush all the way around a cylinder. As of right now, there isn't, I don't believe. Like, I don't think you can continue a line from... You're saying, like, if I were to stop a line like that and then continue, that it would just kind of, like, you know, I could rotate and then, like, continue that line, sort of a thing. They're, yeah, not in 407. So you start crying in front of your employers? Wreck, fight me! Alright, good night, BB Art. Have a great stream. Or, night. No, I'm screwing up now. Here goes. I'm gonna, like, mess up everything that I say from here on out. The allergies have hit. There, yeah, I don't know if it's gonna be in that one, in the next one, Lopar. I have no idea. You can ask the guys here. They might have, or go and see what they've announced for 408 from last year. I don't know if there's anything. Can you set up a curve around a cylinder and use that? Yeah, you could set up a curve, right? So if you want, there's certain like workarounds. So if I had this and then I wanted to do a curve, actually before I do anything, I'm gonna save really quick, just in case this completely explodes on me. I don't know. My computer's been having issues. So if I like, let's say, let's go and get a cylinder. So if I wanted to draw a like a curve around this, I could hold Shift and get an exactly straight line across the entire thing. So you can actually do that sort of a thing, and then split this off, and then do a you could do a Dynamesh sub to like create the line, Or you could just like, you know, draw your curve and then place it how you want and smooth your curve out the way that you want and then do a Dynamesh subdiv. So you could do that sort of a thing too if you wanted it to be extra smooth and stuff. Just make sure that it's all like, you know, if it's snapping to the mesh. The claws don't get you, you're getting skewered by that horn. Exactly. Or the chin. Might just chin you to death. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. That one made a weird noise. Whenever I try to fight my sneezes, I make weird noises. It's the worst. Okay. Bye, BBR. You sleep in your stream. Curve brushes will do the trick. Yeah, yeah. You're doing 3D modeling streams now too, so you like to watch. Oh, okay, cool. Sounded stupid. Stupid sneezes. I love how triggered chat got yesterday when I sneezed too. Like, what was that sound? Ah! You fools. Don't sneeze like an anime character. Stop sneeze shaming everyone. Oh, thanks, Eastern. What's the thought process when designing a character? You just make something that looks really cool, or do you design it to be practical? If I'm actually designing a character, this is just like a sketching. This is just like purely based on shapes. So I'm just kind of like playing with shape design and stuff like that with this one. But if I'm designing a character, like full on, then yes, I go through the process of, okay, what is the purpose of this? What's the story of the character? What does the character have to do? What is its functionality going to be? All of that stuff comes into play when I'm designing a character. I usually get as much reference as I can, but I don't overload my screen with reference. I do a lot of research, I look at a lot of things, and then I use maybe 3 or 4 pictures at a time as I'm doing something, and then as ideas come into my head, I start using other things, because I feel like if you have too many images on your reference screen at once, you're not going to know what to do. And it's just kind of an overload of information. And it also, I feel like it can limit your imagination as well if you're designing, because you end up having so much information in front of you that you end up getting like this feeling of, okay, well, I'll just copy this from here and I'll copy that from there, rather than trying to think of things that are different, that are a little bit outside of the box from what you're looking at. But definitely use reference when character designing. I just try to pick the ones that will help the design the most. Like chooty doody 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 doo. Use reverence. Oh my gosh, Logar. Did I say reverence? I meant reference. Reference. Really fast, yeah. Yeah, it's speed demon. I actually don't know if it's a speed demon, but we're gonna go with that. Okay, so I'm going to pull these out. I'm going to try something here. Nope. Nope. Okay, how about there we go. Let's see if I can get an interesting push with this. It's all about that silhouette. And then these things back here are super distracting, so I'm gonna try pushing these ones in. Seeing if I can't get this stuff looking a little bit better. Okay, and then same thing here. I'll look at chat 1 second. I just really wanted to like fix this nonsense. Hey, Poopzilla, how you doing? Learning ZBrush, what should your ratio of reference work to freeform sculpts be? Okay, so I would say when you're learning ZBrush, maybe do freeform sculpting when you're really tired of studying, but it shouldn't be your main focus. Your main focus should be studies. Freeform sculpting is one of those things to keep things fresh, to keep your imagination going, to keep you out of that, you know, that art block, I guess you could say. But yeah, definitely squeeze in some freeform sculpting in there, but focus on studies. Focus on referencing. Lacking in the sack department. No sacks for him. No sacks for you. No sacks. No sacks this time. Head to the body or body to the head. I like working from the head to the body, personally. Really depends on the person, but I definitely like doing busts, so I start with heads usually. A velocity raptor. A velocity raptor. You're the worst. Hey, Spartacus, what's up? Yeah, the slender, see, there's part of me that wants the slender head, but part of me that wants it, like, chunky. The chunky just kind of works. So I'm going to beef up the arms just a bit, and it's not necessarily going to be, like, man, okay, so maybe, you know what? Thinking about it. I think, if anything, the horns can be outwards, but these pieces, I feel like, there's still something that I don't like about this front silhouette that I really want to play around with. And I think it's mostly in here. do like it generally being chunky though, I'm not gonna lie. But the bottom jaw could come in more, that's for sure. I think that'll help it, is getting that jaw in there and letting it be triangular. And same with this. Just kind of like letting the shape be what it wants to be. Like it wants to, I feel like it wants to push up. Oops. You're gonna get started on dailies. Oh, that's pretty cool. I hope you do well with that. It's hard to keep up with, but I wish you luck. You'll have to call for delivery on a saxophone. Oh my god. You removed your joke. Hey, viewer, how's it going? Voronoi won't work. Yeah, not on my computer. Not right now. Yeah, I'll definitely be using slash for the horns, but I just want to hash some stuff out first. Thought I heard something weird. Low bar. Yeah, well, no, there's, yeah, so, yeah, Lopar's a mod on my own channel, so he's a regular here, so he can give commands and things like that. Ghosts, yeah. Okay. Hey Bio, how's it going? Alright, I'm just gonna get to the head part. So we don't have enough time to actually finish this tonight. But we'll get as far as we can. Let's try maybe. Oops, too strong. Too strong. Not really a fan of that, to be honest. Yeah, I think I want to do more of something like that. Do I generally work with back face masking on? Yes, I do. Default is for awesome. No, I definitely do that. Is I put back face masking on for most of the stuff that I do. There are cases where I don't want it on, like you don't want it on the move brush or the snake hook brush. It just makes things a little bit more difficult. Hey Shane. Okay guys, Shane is another one of the presenters here at ZBrush, ZBrush Live. So definitely check out his stuff. He's a super, super awesome artist. And he worked on the Disney Infinity sculptures as well. So give him a look-see. Super cool. And thank you, Shane. Thank you. Boss model for video games? Oh man, that would be cool. That would be cool to do. Well, welcome, Bio. We're going to be live for another approximately 30 minutes. Yeah, no problem, Shane. You definitely deserve it. You're a really phenomenal artist. Is that Redbeard? No, Redbeard is Matt Thorup. Am I one what, Edward? Okay, your Overwatch on. All right, have fun. Thanks for stopping by. Alright, so let's do some plating really quick. Or like some spike stuff anyways. Is one a hypercubed as many? Yes, I am a streamer on Twitch. You could get my Twitch if you look at the where am I? Let's just do this. Okay, ready? Watch my finger. Watch my finger. You see this? See this? See this? Right here. That's mine. Right here. Go back to the corner. There we go. Might have to try this sometimes. Looks loose and free flow. Yeah, it's a lot of fun, Shane. It's so good, especially if you're in some sort of like a art block. This is just, it's just fun to get messy with the clay. Low bar. Yeah, no worries, Edward. It's all good. Link is also posting the links. Link is the link man. He's posting all the stuff in chat as well if you're interested in that. Zomax. There's the reason why lake. Nah. Oh man. Alright, any more spiky things? Any more spiky things? I also need this neck to grab onto the horns a little bit better. Be a part of the head a little bit more. Oh man. Allergy eyes suck. Drink files, save water, doing it. Saverino. You're working and you need save. So we get a porcupine quickly. Oh, I live near a railroad. Man, why can't I speak tonight? Railroad. Jesus. Words are good, I know, right? How much ZBrush time do you recommend a day when streaming? I don't really recommend a specific amount, but I think that you shouldn't work for more than 4 hours at a time. And why I say that is you're not going to absorb information properly after that point. 4-hour blocks of work, or even 3-hour blocks of work, is very important. If you're working for 8 hours straight with no breaks in between, you're going to have a very muddy brain. And a lot of people say, they glorify this whole like, well, you should just like should work your butt off and just do like 12 hours of work in a day and stuff like that. But really, you're not being productive in that case. You need to have the time for your brain to just kind of like digest what you've just studied and have some time to refresh and look at what you just did with fresh eyes as well. So if you do 4-hour blocks, whether that's 4 hours a day or 8 hours a day, whatever, something like that might be able to help you. There is no set like hourly goal or whatever. But I prefer to work in like blocks of 4 hours or 3 hours. Get up, do something completely different for a while, and then come back. Even at work, I usually take my breaks after about 4 hours or 3 hours of sitting around doing my work. And then get up, do something else, come back after about 15 minutes or so. It's a little bit different in a studio, but when you're at home, I recommend like, taking an hour break or something like that. How long of a break? It really depends. It depends on you as a person. For me, sometimes all I need is 15 minutes. Other days, I'm just really not feeling it, and I'm not going to force myself to feel it in those days. So sometimes I just like get up and I do something for a couple of hours, like go out with friends or something like that, and then come back and then work. Because if I try and like, I just feel like I don't want to start hating what I do, right? And the longer that you're sitting there working at something, trying to make it work, it's gonna get to you. So it depends on you as a person, but I'd say a minimum of 15 minutes just to go and take a breather. A minimum of 15 minutes, because that's what I take at work. Just stop it, Barracks. Yeah, you gotta, well then take breaks, right? Like you're not gonna hate it if you take breaks and then work for a maximum of around 4 hours each time. I'm wondering if I should do this. No, I'll probably save that for this back piece. Hey, Elope, how you doing? No, Shane! Oh my god, the blood clot thing. Oh my god, now I have to stretch. Oh, were you there yesterday, Shane? Is that why you're saying that? Were you at my stream yesterday? He's very right, by the way, guys. Definitely stretch. Don't let the blood clots form. Oh my god, so triggered. Blood clots suck. Please no. Ugh. God damn it. Hey, Aspie, how's it going? But you don't got. There's an entire thing yesterday on blood clots in my stream. Just not, just wasn't having it. That's so max. Yeah. Oh man. I was like, okay, I'm not gonna look at chat because you guys are talking about blood clots and I just don't like it. And then they just ended up forcing me to hear about their blood clots. Their blood clot talk. Okay, I need to stop saying that. I hate it. Oh, Compression sucks at moving events. Stop! Insert cybernetic stuff into your demon? Oh, yeah. In Doom? No, stop it, Barracks! Guys. Okay. Wee. Just do it! For save details being so big. How many subtools do you have? If you have a lot of subtools, the file size will be larger, and also if your total poly count is like super high. It's a cute dog, right, Lacko? I thought you'd like that one. Smashly. It's almost done. We're almost done. Hey, FX, how's it going? Don't let your dreams just be dreams, yeah. All right, see you, Shane. Have a great night. Thanks for stopping by. Again, guys, if you don't know Shane, he's a presenter here at ZBrush Live. You should definitely check him out. He's a beast. Okay, I feel like I need to get something on this tail. Just something. Something. Alright. Could probably do this. If this is gonna. This doesn't work. I don't like it. I don't like it. Magnificent pupper. Way more features that, yeah, Twitch is awesome. I love it. Alright, see you, Ferrex. Have a great one. Drink file, save water. Alright, In terms of actually getting more done right now, I don't think there's much more that I can do outside of fine-tuning. So, I'm just about done here. Alright, I could just keep going with this, but we gotta end the stream pretty soon, as in like 3 minutes from now, so that is what I'm going to start doing. If you guys haven't followed Pixelogic already, please do so. There's a ton of awesome artists that are going to be streaming here every month, every day. There's somebody new to watch. I stream here every Wednesday at 8 p.m. EST, and on my channel, which you can find, where is it? Over there, down there. You can find my channel on the screen, and I stream on my channel every Tuesday at 8 p.m. I do a lot of stuff like this as well on my channel too, so you can feel free to come by and check it out. The next person up tomorrow is Timothy Rapp at 12 p.m. PDT, and he is going to be working on assets for the game Disc Jam that he and another person ended up collaborating to make. So he's super cool. Has a lot of really cool tips and tricks for everybody, so definitely check him out tomorrow. And again, follow Pixelogic. And thank you, Link. Thanks for dropping those links. Alright. So sorry, I'll catch a few more of these comments, and then I'll dip out. Oh, cool, Bo. Yeah, no, keep working at it. Keep working at it. I know, Bob. I know it's tricky. It's tricky. All right, guys. Yeah, if you wanna catch us, just follow on my channel, follow here, join the Discord, all that fun stuff, and I will see you next week. Again, this is what we ended up. This is what we ended up with right here. So, I mean, yeah. Some kind of a demon thing. And yeah, see you guys. Have a great night. Bye.